evening, everyone. You're welcome back to this channel. Okay, today we'll be looking at GBPJPY live analysis. Guys, trust me, I'm very excited about this Great Britain pounds Japanese yen because I've followed this particular currency pair since late last year and I've been waiting for this reversal time. Alright, so this is GBPJPY as my tradition is. It will start up from 1 month time frame. But before we look at this, we're going to look at a currency pair we analyzed the last time, which is Euro GBP. Euro GBP, and it was amazingly for intraday traders, right? I know that most of my analysis are for swing traders, but this was for intraday traders, and we're going to be dropping more for intraday traders. So right, I analyze for intraday traders too, but you know that's the way the market works. It works with direction, right? And I love seeing the direction of the market and riding that direction because that's where the money is, right? Because that's where the smart money is. So every other thing could just be to trap retail traders. So that's why I love staying where the smart money is and let them do their thing. At the end of the day, the price hits my take profit. So basically that's how I trade Forex market. Doesn't mean that I don't pick up trades from the lower time frame. I do that once in a while. Alright, so let's look at what we talked about. Euro GBP. Euro GBP was said, if you follow this analysis from the start, we analyzed that the market was going to make a high, and it made this. It gave us over 100 pips. We analyzed that it was going to make a low. So if you follow this one when it went up and when it went down, you're going to be making way over 200 and something pips. Let's look at it in pips again. If you've not watched the previous video on this, do well to look at that. This gave us 118 pips. All right, if you took it from that level, and then we said it was going to come down again, and going down it gave us over 120 pips. All right, so and we said again after that it was going to go up again. If you watch the previous video, you will see all this analysis. And that was for intraday traders, and it has gone up again for over 129 pips. So if you follow this analysis, you're going to make over 380 or 360 pips within the period of 31st. Let's look at this. Within the period of 31st December till now, you're supposed to be making up to 300 something pips, right? So now again, and the last video we also said that when Euro GBP makes its way up, it was going to make something like this, and you can see it made exactly that. And this is what we'll do at Davecon FX. We'll look at the market and we'll analyze the market with the market structure. We'll not use indicators, we'll not trace support resistance. Those are the things that are being perpetuated by the banks, by the bodies that has conflict of interest with us, the retail traders. So you do not want to take the information that will mar your trading, So you want to be able to know the truth about the Forex industry itself. This will help you to be psychologically balanced when you're taking trades. It will help you to think. Because when they say Forex is 90% psychology, that simply means that Forex it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sleep well, take enough of water, have exercise. All those are just secondary. The primary term of Forex market being 90% psychology is that until you start thinking like the smart money, you won't be able to make money in the Forex market. All right, so that's basically what that means. But the bodies that has conflict of interest with the retail traders came up with the facts and came up with the knowledge and with the education. That's what they mean by psychology in trading, is that you will need to have enough of rest, you will need to take enough of water, you will need to do that and do that, so those are really secondary. Not because those are not important, they are important, but the real thing here about psychology is to be able to think on how or where the smart money is at a particular time, to be able to follow them up and make money quietly. That is how the Forex market is programmed. Like I always say in most of my videos, everything that moves in the Forex market is out of deliberate logical decision, DLD, out of deliberate logical decision, everything. There's no fight in this market. And if you have the notion that there's a fight somewhere, you might be mistaking it. Right? And if you're trading support resistance and making money 90%, losing money 90% of the time, and making money 10% of the time, it means that sometimes you make money, you think it works, it was just a mistake. But no, it's not a mistake. You're being fed with the wrong knowledge, and that is the truth. Until you learn what you know as a support resistant trader and learn the truth about this whole industry and how it's meant for retail traders to lose money, how this is programmed for us to lose money, you might not be able to make money in this forex market consistently. All right, so now we looked at how we analyze this Euro GBP and it played out really well. Now we're looking at again GBPJPY. Now why I'm excited about this currency pair is because there's a very high level of accuracy in this analysis for a long time. For swing position traders, for a long time, there's a very high accuracy on that. Let's look at it again. GBPJPY. Sorry, GBPJPY. Now this is that. Now if you look at this currency pair, you will notice, let's go from the higher time frame like my tradition is. You will notice that this is a resistance level. The market is creating a resistance level. The market is here. Resistance level. There was a resistance around here. Very strong one of that, right? And there was one around here. Okay, so you see that this is since this resistance level was 2010. That's when we found this market here. Looking at the chart, if you trace the history, we can see more of that. Right, looking at the chart that we can currently see, if you look at this particular zone, you find out that there is a resistance level there that the market finally broke through, and it's all back to it. And then it's been around there for close to, that's 21 years. This is 21 years. It's been around here after it broke through it for the first time in 2012 and came back to it in 2017. It has been around there. It has been around there since that time. Now this is 2017. This is it. You have to track it. So this is the way the market is. So it has been here since 2017. If you use the crosshair, you can still see that. See, this is when it came here, 2017, right? 2017. So this is the zone it has been since 2017. The last time it broke it was around 2012. It broke this zone and came back to it around 2016. So to 2017, the market has been on that zone. Now we are in 2021 again. Remember that last time it broke through this zone was in 2012. That was the last time we saw this market breaking through this particular level. Now we are seeing it again. Now I think that this market is going to break through again. Why do I think that? I know that retail traders are already seeing a resistance level to sell here. Of course, strong zones around there to be able to play around with. I know there are strong zones around there. If you look at it, let's look at 1 day time frame. Okay, you can see clearly here. There's a support zone here. There is here. There is here. There is here. The current market price is. But looking at this chart, I think that currency, this GBPJPY is going to break this. All right, in the lower time frame, it could just make little pullbacks. So before it finally breaks it. But on a long run, I think GBPJPY is still having, like, let's look at it from the 1 month time frame. This is 2021 analysis, remember? So that's what we're looking at it from the bigger picture. From the bigger picture, what the market is likely to do for the year. First quarter, later than that, or earlier than that. Now, I think the market is going to come to here first. This will be the first take profit for the buy of GBPJPY. Look at it from here. How many pips is that? 1,392 pips. Let's say 1,329 pips. Sorry, say 1,020 pips. Right, 320 pips. So if the market is going 1,320 pips, so if you're taking this trade with 1.0 lot size, at the end of this, the first quarter or beyond that or so, you're going, depending on the volatility, you're going to be up. If you're using 1.0 lot size, you're going to be up 10,320 pips. You're going to be up 10,320 pips. Let's do that again. You're going to be up 10,320 pips. So if you're using 1.0 for this trade at the end of this market, making its way to this high. Now, for when this market gets to this high, there is a tendency that it will get to this one, but that will be after some kind of pullback, like 50% of this leg. That's using Fibonacci. If you don't know about Fibonacci, you can read up on that. Say from this low to this point it will get to, you can be looking at the market making 50% the zone. So we can pull back to 50 or 61.8% of the zone before we can find it making its way back to that high. Before we can find it making its way back to this high. So, but before then, we're still going to drop another analysis to confirm if the market will still get to this one. But for now, this is the closest one I think the market will get to before the first quarter of 2021, depending on the volatility. Of course, I do not control volatility. Depending on that, right? Look at it from the lower time frame, you will find that the market is already on a strong resistance zone, and at this zone retail traders wants to sell, and it has been encouraging that for some time. It gets to this zone, it sell, it will make a retail trader how many pips? That's a lot, 100 pips, that's much. Okay, so you can be making money, but you have to trade with caution. That's my advice, right? You have to trade with caution on this, because I still think this is going to, break above, right? So after a little pullback, this time around it might not get to this zone again. You can just do something like this, and then up it goes. And then going up, where is it going to? Looking at it from this 1 week time frame, going up, I think it's going to go to this zone, like I said earlier on, this zone. So let me remove this. So it's going to go to this point, little pullback, and that's that. Might not even make a pullback at all, but on the long term, this is what I expect GBPJPY to do on 2021 analysis. Remember, I said that looking at it from the long term frame, from the longer picture, after it breaks this zone, after it breaks this point, it's likely to break here, come down like this, and then up it goes to this zone. So if this market fulfills all digs, as a position trader or so, you're taking of this chart, you're going to be looking at close to 5,000 pips for this trade for GBPJPY, meaning it's going to buy for some time, right? Probably throughout the year. It's going to make lots of pullbacks that we can make money with on the lower time frame. So we're not ignoring those ones, right? We can make money with this on the lower time frame, but this is the bigger picture. This is the long. That's why if you're now selling Euro GBP, you're selling with caution. You're selling, taking off your profits, not expecting the market to be going your direction on a sell direction. But if you're buying, you can comfortably take the market for a long time. So basically, that is what I can see on this Great Britain pounds Japanese yen. Now let's take a look at Great Britain pounds index. Japanese yen index. Let's look at that Japanese yen index. So remember that the index shows the general direction of Japanese yen. Alright, so looking at it from Japanese yen index, you see, I still think Japanese yen index is going to make its way to this low. So if you look at it, you see it has a commensurate peak to the one. This is 674 pips going down to this level, 674 pips. Let's look at GBPJPY. Remember that Japanese yen is the quote currency of Great Britain pounds Japanese yen. So if it's selling, Great Britain pounds should be buying. So this is part of the things I do. I'm just telling you part of the things I do. Of course, I trade with the market structure. So I just look at the market and I could use the structure and analyze the market with high accuracy. Now let's get back to Great Britain pounds, Japanese yen. Great Britain pounds, Japanese yen. Let's get back to that. Okay, so it's here. If you look at the Great Britain pounds, Japanese yen, you see, remember that we saw 600, and for the index we saw over 600 pips. Let's look at the take profit of the base currency of this. Close to that, 637 pips. Are you seeing that? Right, let's do it again. Looking at the Japanese yen, Great Britain pounds for a longer time frame, just a little pullback, and then we'll finally to this high. And from this zone that we're expecting it to go, from the point we want it is now, till the take profit for a longer time picture, we are getting, okay, let's look at the current market price. We're getting like 667 pips. All right, Great Britain pounds, Japanese yen. Now let's look at Japanese yen index. Why I look at index? Just like when Euro USD was trying to make its way to that high, right? Looking at US index was very weak, and it gave more confirming entry for me, and it helped me to ride the market for a long time. So let's look at this too. Japanese yen. Now I think Japanese yen on a long term too is coming to this zone. It's coming to this particular zone here, so we can find Japanese yen make its way down to this zone. So from this point, the Japanese yen 8 to the take profit zone, we can see that it is how many pips? 600, and this close to what we're having with Great Britain pounds, Japanese yen. So meaning, because Japanese yen index is weak and Great Britain pounds with the structure of the market. Now, why I did that, to tell you that the market is programmed out of deliberate logical decision. I was trying to deliberate logical decision. All right, so it wasn't a coincidence, and it's not going to be a coincidence that this index is going to break this resistance, that the index is going to break it, and Great Britain pounds too is going to break, and Great Britain pounds too is going to break Japanese yen. This one, oh, sorry about that. It's going to break this particular zone of resistance, and it's going to hit this one. All right, this is my bias on this too. Looking at the Japanese yen, you see that it's going to be weak for the major part of the year. Looking at Great Britain pounds, you can see that the structure is showing that it's going to go by. So now when I say that the forex market is programmed out of deliberate logical decision, then you know what I'm talking about. So now these are not going to respect support resistance in quotes. With the structures I'm seeing in the market on the higher time frames in most currency pairs in this year 2021, I think that support resistance, years and decades of support and resistance will be broken this year. So if you're support and resistance trader, you want to be careful taking any strong key level, because the structure of the market is showing that most of them is going to be broken this year 2021. Right, it's going to be a year where those are not going to be respected. With the structure of the market, that's what I can see. Right, so now we're going to be dropping more of this analysis, and I'm going to promise you it's going to be very informative, educative, and you're going to really enjoy it, and it's going to make you money if you follow it. All right, so you go ahead and subscribe, so that once we release videos, we're doing this daily or weekly and all that. We're going to have constant videos on different currency pairs. So if you're a trader, it will also help you in taking your decisions on trades. If you have not traded before, it's also going to help you to expose you to the truth about the forex market. All right, so you go ahead, visit the website. You're going to get the information you need to contact us. And if you're a support and resistance trader and you're not being consistent in your profiting, you want to get the knowledge that works. So again, go ahead, click on the website. You're going to get all the details you need to contact us and will be available to help you walk through this path at every time. Thank you for watching this. We appreciate that.